Hey there guys, it's ZeroMethanol from DoubleCrossedGaming, and I'm joined by AbsolutePhrost, Admirable, Apoc and JesterLogic, and we're going to be discussing the new patch notes on the 12th of June.
Or Doomsday.
Or Doomsday.
The day the world went away.
Yeah, we're going to call it D-Day from now on.
The day Titan crashed into tribes.
So, I'm going to go through the patch notes originally, that's not including the weapons, and then we'll go over all the weapons in turn and discuss the balance, or more the
discuss why they're horrible.
Yeah. So, first of all, the major highlights for this patch. The system for upgrading weapons has been modified. Players will now automatically receive weapon upgrades as they play a particular weapon, without having to spend XP on the upgrade, allowing you to save your XP for other items. So that basically means that if you buy a weapon but you don't decide to upgrade it, you can upgrade it while you play. What do you guys think of this?
Without... it's alright. It's nice.
It's one of the only good changes in this patch.
Yeah,
it makes it a bit more...
Oh, another good change this patch is I'm back online.
Oh yeah, just his first day of internet in the last 3 weeks, so he humbly apologises for not being here.
it makes it more free-to-play friendly, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice upgrade. It's pretty much a solid upgrade for anyone. You know, I think it was 15k to master a weapon, but now you can just save all of those 15ks, and there's like 30 something weapons now, so it's pretty good.
Does make grinding like a new weapon less of a chore, as it were.
Yeah. Alright, the next thing in the updates is 27 new weapons have been added to the game. We'll go over that in a minute. And 2 new capture and hold maps, which we haven't actually looked at yet. I just realised I'm not moving. Let's move, make it interesting.
No one plays capture and hold anyway.
Very true. Oh, I just realised I started my rock route and I can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
I
the
hate
rock route's gone
now.
I swear the new capture and hold maps are just Tartarus and another one, aren't they? Sulphur, is it? I think I read.
Yeah,
Tartarus
it's
and
called
Sulphur.
I haven't looked yet.
And, okay, so... Exception... Oh, wait a minute, let's not do that. Okay, the perk. Lightweight perk. The new perk Lightweight's been added. Lightweight reduces your mass by 30%, creating stronger disc jumps, but more than trebles the delay before health regeneration takes effect. This perk is intended for advanced chasers.
It's not.
It's
not
I think
great.
it's got mixed reactions so far.
It seems alright. It seems to do its job, but I think the problem is that they put it instead of egocentric, so you just takes a shit ton of damage at the same time.
Yeah. Do kind
I
of
wouldn't use
kamikaze.
Even when I was playing at LD, I would still use it. I'd still go with Region Ego.
What's weird,
Or
I thought
third.
is that the new grenade that they've introduced for Pathfinder, like that can only be described as like a chasing grenade, I think, because it's like less impact, so it's not for capping, but you get to carry more of them. So, but the thing is, why would they introduce that while they introduce lightweight? Because it's sort of just, you use both of them at the same time, then you just get normal boost. Like, with one counteracts the other one, because it's less impact, whereas the other one is more impact. It just seems really stupid.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, lightweight, it more than trebles the delay between regeneration. So if you're chasing now, you've got to choose egocentric or lightweight, and I think that's a really horrible choice to have to make. Personally, I'd go with ego, but we don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
It does give you a load of speed. Like, it will, one Nitron will boost you at least 100 speed.
That's pretty crazy. Alright, so now we're going to go into the automatics nerfing, and this is kind of why Apoc is here mainly, because Apoc is our in-house raider offense, so he knows a lot more about chaining.
Not anymore.
So
It looks alright.
automatics, SMGs and pistols. Reduce reload time reduction upgrade from 50% to 15%, and that's on the Soldier's Assault Rifle, the LAR, the TCNG4, the Rhino, the NG4, the NG5 and the Falcon.
Yep.
Which was pretty unnecessary, because as far as I'm aware, people were having issues with switching between their Thumper and the Assault Rifle, so they just stuck to using the Assault Rifle all the time.
Yeah.
And now it just makes it harder.
I mean, the nerf isn't massive. Like, it's just a bit of a damage nerf, and it's not quite as good use for chasing, which seems a little counterproductive considering they're wanting to encourage chasing. All that fall off does just decreases chasing effectiveness, but it doesn't actually change damage too much close range. Like you still get a steady stream. Yeah, SMGs are just like that. It's kind of alright. Like it's not the super nerf I was expecting, but I mean, if we're not talking about the new weapons yet, then just what they've done to the current ones is like, it's alright, I guess. It's a suitable nerf if you're really angry at SMGs, but it's not going to encourage explosive weapons at all. Just because, you know, it's never been about how much damage the SMG does, it's just how unversatile the other weapons are, you know. Like, they're literally, explosive weapons are only good in close range, and it takes so long to switch to it that if you use the, like, if you're using a weapon, you will die in comp if you're switching mid-duel, like, just because it takes too long, you don't have quick draw.
Yeah.
But I don't think it'll do anything.
They also increased the damage fall off by 5% on the Rhino, the TCNG4, the NG4 and the NG5. Oh, and of course the Falcon. Yeah, I mean, it now just acts like an Eagle Pistol, or like the weapons with fall off.
It's a lovely new dead stop on that wall.
It just makes it harder to kill Pappers when they're further away, or to like chain down people at long range. It doesn't really make any difference to dueling.
I'm not looking forward to all the dead stops returning actually. Now that they removed rock roots, I think we're going to see loads of dead stops.
Yeah.
Well, I fucked up this route. Anyway, where were we? Reduce clip size by 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 and 6 respectively on the Falcon Light Assault Rifle, SMG, sorry, Rhino SMG, NG4, NG5. And reduce the damage by roughly 6%, 7%, 6%, 7% respectively on the X1 LMG, the Rhino SMG, the NG4 SMG and the Falcon Auto Pistol. Essentially a lot of nerfs for auto weapons. But in a minute when we go over the new weapons, this is all going to be completely irrelevant.
Because there's one automatic weapon you want to use.
Yeah, there's one automatic weapon, which maybe two even with the... anyway, we'll go into that in a minute. And decrease the effectiveness of the Raider's shield pack. More energy is needed to absorb each point of damage taken.
I'm currently testing it. I'm not really sure the amount that's changed, but to be honest, I think it's a bit of an over nerf if it's anything other than tiny. Like Raider's meant to be the dueling class, and like to just change it and then to give Soldier such a boost, seems like they're trying to make the Soldier, which is meant to be like the jack of all trades class, like strongest dueling class as well as being the most versatile class. You know, it seems really weird. It seems like they're responding to people on the forum saying that they're getting owned by Raiders and that their Soldier isn't strong enough to take on Raiders, so that they've literally just gone, okay, we'll just nerf everything about the Raider and then we'll boost everything about the Soldier.
Soldiers could always beat Raiders and duels. Like if you use proc nades, Thumper and the rifle, you're sorted. You won't lose against a Raider. It's harder. The Raider has an advantage, but it's by no means hard to beat one.
It becomes very skill based once you start doing that.
Because you just have to hit your shots. You can't just kind of win just by the class you're playing.
If you're missing a Thumper shots, you'll lose. But
so yeah, and they also decreased detonation time by 26% on the Gladiator, which I think is nice because I mean, if you missed a bit, the punishment for missing with that weapon was pretty damn high.
I did test that a minute ago, and that's alright. You know, it's fine. It's a reasonable change. Makes it a bit more useful. Also, they gave it a damage boost, didn't they? Does loads of damage.
Haven't seen that, yeah. But it was detonation time and radius.
I guess it always does 1,200, which is just a lot.
Next thing, where is he? Increase fall off by 20% on the Sentinel's BXT-1 rifle. That essentially means that max distance shots has gone from 3 to 4. So it now takes 4 shots to kill a fully life Pathfinder as opposed to 3.
Oh, by the way, I just tested out the shield, just dueling Frost, and they've really heavily nerfed it. Yeah. Really heavily. Like, I think it took about
a few bullets, didn't it?
Yeah, it was about 4 or 5 bullets to destroy my entire shield.
Oh my god.
Really strange. Wait, look here. Shoot me
But
now.
the spotting circle is really...
Yeah, like
Yeah,
3-4.
it's nearly gone. Yeah. Bit over the top now, I think. But
Alright, where were we? Reduced number of credits awarded for generator defense to 200, increased credit reward for killing shrikes, increased reward for getting E-grabs, and increased reward for flag defense. Which essentially is them saying stop playing the defender generator minigame.
and they're just trying to encourage some other things.
Yeah,
Although
which is nice.
They've given shrikes a boost by giving SMGs fall off. Like now you do like 30 damage a hit on shrikes in the air or something really low instead of like 80 or whatever it was. So much harder to kill shrikes. Which you know, I guess they were a bit glass cannon, yeah. Like the new projectiles still do a lot of damage, but it's like an indirect sort of boost to the shrike, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Reduce the damage on the Raider's EMP grenade by a massive 45%, and they increase energy drain by roughly 113%. This is something that they did talk about in the Tribal Council. They were saying, why does the EMP grenade do so much damage? So they've nerfed like the damage on the EMP grenade and essentially made it an EMP grenade now, as opposed to just a what the fuck, I'm gonna kill everything grenade.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it was doing too much damage for what it was intended to do.
It was doing a lot of damage, but I don't really see what the point of a EMP is. Like, it's not like it deactivates turrets or anything like you'd expect an EMP to do. It just, I mean, it makes people lose their energy, but then the Raider's got an SMG and a weapon. It's like other weapon isn't suited for close range, so I don't see what the point of ground locking a target is with an EMP. But
that would be an interesting change, actually. If
I
they
guess
made
if
it so
you
it
use,
disables turrets.
if you, with the actual Dust Devil, which we'll get onto, I suppose it actually makes a bit of
Damn, I love the new Brute Heavy gun, it's so good, nice.
massive damage.
Well, I'm terrible at using getting mid-airs, but even I can use it. Alright, next thing, wait, I can't, it's really difficult to play and read these notes. Okay, where are we? Mass reduction while enraged on the rage perk has been reduced from 35% to 10%. Health granted at the start of the rage has been increased from 25% to 50%. So they want you to stack it with lightweight, really. That looks like the intended use.
Yeah.
They said
have been saying that rage. Oh, sorry.
I thought it was weird that they said, like, you know, they said that this patch was inspired by talking to the competitive community, which is an obvious reference to the Tribal Council meeting. And like, in the Tribal Council meeting, they said that they would almost definitely increase the rage radius, and they just haven't.
Well, this is what quite a lot of the competitive community are really pissed off of at the moment, because they're basically saying this is the competitive feedback patch, and everyone's going to be really pissed off at the Tribal Council because this is not what we said. This is completely the opposite of what we wanted, really.
Like, yeah, I mean, the Sentinel nerf, like, there was a majority decision in the entire, like, Tribal Council. There's, like, 1 or 2 people for it, but, like, the spawn time things they've implemented, like, nearly everyone said, no, don't change Sentinel spawn time, you've got to nerf them a different way. But then they went and did it anyway, and then said it was our idea, so it seems a bit weird.
Pinning the blame on us.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But even so, as I was saying, the 50% heal from rage is quite nice. I think the thing you've got to remember is that it triggers. They didn't get rid of it triggering in the field, which is something we did want them to remove. And now, if you're knocking the flag and they're picking it up repeatedly, every time they pick up the flag, you're going to get a 50% heal. In a competitive standoff, that's massive, because it could go between 2 or 3 people in one attack.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how effective that is with lightweight though.
I'm not going to use lightweight. I mean, my standoff loadout is going to be, well, rage, and it'll be the same as my capping loadout, but with rage. So rage.
I think that's sensible. You don't need lightweight for
not for a standoff.
standoff.
For standoff, no, of course not.
You're only likely to have one chaser, and he'll be on defense, and he'll probably switch out on a standoff anyway to something more durable.
And rock bouncing, and I'll actually demonstrate right now. I'm on Crossfire. Am I on Bloody Go? No, I'm not. Bollocks. I was going to say I'll demonstrate rock routes, but actually I'll do that. I'll just slam into a rock 1 second so you can see what I mean. It's a nice rock over here. Normally I would bounce off that, but instead I just died. And yeah, it's quite a heavy nerf. And they said like rocks that are quite an acute angle you should be able to get off, but you can't. Not acute, that's the wrong one. Obtuse. Quite an obtuse angle you should be able to bounce off, but you still can't. You take damage, lots of damage. So I'm not quite sure how to think about that really. They just completely removed them essentially.
But when rock bouncing, well, when Kappas were kind of starting to use rock bouncing, I really didn't like it. But now I'm kind of okay with it because it allows for more unique ways of capping on like routes and stuff. Because before rock bounce, they were just having the same routes, but now people are like making their own with rock bounce. But with that out of the way, I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, there's only so many hills and stuff, so there's only so many routes. I just thought it like opened up tons of other options. Yeah, I guess on some maps it was a little bit overpowered, like the Tartarus one where you could like do a front-to-front route, which is silly. But I kind of feel like they should have just removed that rock in Tartarus, and that would have just stopped that.
Yeah, there's not many front-to-front routes. I mean, if you look at the rock behind the Diamond Sword base, I'll go show you it, guys. I'm not entirely sure really if it was worth removing. I love this. There's an ammo pack on this rock here. Someone has actually tried to do a rock jump and just died. If you bounced off this rock here, it would send you straight towards the back of the base. But the angle, it's not ridiculously steep. But you just can't do anymore. Anyway, next thing. They reduced inactive reload from 5 seconds to 3 seconds.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. Although it inadvertently gives Soldier yet another boost. It's like the Super Soldier like patch. It really does just boost Soldier like really nicely on like nearly all areas.
Yeah.
Like you quick switch with a Soldier, and that's like. It's not even a whole AR clip before your bumper's reloaded now. Just maximizing DPS, which I thought they said that they were going to try and like decrease lethality a little bit, but
they did.
Apparently not.
Yeah, they did do that, and they also increased the default pickup radius for all flags, which again is not what we wanted. We wanted that in the field, but not really on the stand. Although saying that, I think they also nerfed reach, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I think so. I'll double check that in a minute.
So what did they do? I thought that they just like decreased the grabbing thing. But not, right?
I'll have to double check that in a minute.
I think they reduced it by 20% or something.
Yeah, decreased by 20% the pickup radius provided by reach, there we go. And then they slightly increased the default pickup for all flags. So that basically means that reach now is the same, or probably the same as it was before, but in field it's better. That's what I'm getting from this anyway.
I was thinking that it made it more like of a Kappas only perk, you know, like before like whole comp teams were just running with reach, like just because you didn't want to lose out on a flag return just because of like a perk. And now if they're reducing the reach and increasing default, then like only Kappas will be bothered to like get that tiny increase, whereas if you're in the field, but just for field grabs, you may as well run a different perk. It's probably going to be more advantageous.
Yeah, that's true. And they reduced the grace area for the spotting command. I could probably demonstrate this for you now. Oh, I've got fucking flood protection. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty bad. You actually have to be looking at someone now, which is good. Good change, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tiny bit overpowered. Like, you just literally turn left and press spot, and it spots anyone on the left. Like, even if you're not even near them, that was what it was for. So now it actually requires you to see someone to spot them for your team.
Yeah, but with the nerfed sniper rifles as well as that, it's going to make people a lot less teams on snipers, I reckon. I don't reckon it's worth the sacrifice for an extra standee anymore.
Yeah, there's lots of nerfs to snipers. We'll go over them in a minute, as we haven't said the obvious one yet. I love this. The nerf the sniper, the big one, is in the additional items part of the patch, as if it's not huge. Here we go.
They hope that no one reads it.
Yeah, exactly. Snipers now, if you're a sniper, your respawn time is now 10 seconds instead of 5, which is exactly what nobody ever wanted.
Yeah, to say that was what the Tribe Council wanted is just the most misleading statement in the union. We were talking about how to, like, you can. I think some people still have it, but everyone was talking about like how to nerf snipers a bit so they're not quite as overpowered. And I think Bart was like, well, should we nerf respawn times by say like 2 or 3 seconds or something to like give them longer respawn time? And everyone was like, no, don't do that, don't do that. Find a different way to nerf them, but not respawn times, because that's like decentralizing using a class. Is that a word? I hope it is.
I just can't believe how much they ignored what we said.
Yeah. Like, we said no to a 2-second increase, and so they gave it a 5.
Yeah. It was like, well, we could increase the respawn by 2 seconds. No, that's a ridiculous idea. So what happens? They increase it by 5. GG, Hared. GG.
it's not like a nerf. It's like trying to make people not play Sentinels through saying if you play this class, you're going to spend way more time looking at like countdown than if you're playing any other class.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could keep most Sentinels completely locked down now.
Yeah. Right, you just kill them once and that's them out for 10 seconds, which is like more than enough to go through with a cap and out again.
What does it say in the patch notes?
Absolutely everyone looking at my gameplay at the moment. I can't change that shit. It's pretty bad.
It says something about how this is just the first step in their strategy to balance the Sentinel, so...
Yeah. Hopefully they'll change
Well,
it.
I don't understand how they can go from this to something else that will make it better. I think what they'll do is they'll go to this, everyone hates it, and they'll just go, oh no, this step was actually, we're going to go back to what it was before, and then it'll be the same problem we've always had.
Yes,
NBC's idea was to reduce it, or like snipers start with no energy. Makes a lot more sense.
Makes more sense.
Especially after they've super nerfed the XT so that everyone will be using phase.
Anyway guys, that's all of the patch notes bar the weapons. So I'm now going to go over to the weapons. I'm actually going to go to... I'll exit... No, I won't exit from this game, I won't get back in again. I'll just go to the classes first. So in Pathfinder, we have... new weapons wise, there is a dueling spin fuser. Now this essentially does more damage on direct hit. I think it's 880 or something, 800 something. And
I'm just going to throw out there.
Explosion radius.
We might not want to read out every weapon. There's 27. It's going to take
we'll read them out.
a long time.
We'll go over them quickly.
But maybe like just read out the a class, read out its 3 things, and then discuss like.
All right, yeah, I'll do that then. So for Pathfinder, we got the dueling spin fuser, the holdout shotgun, and the compact nitron.
I don't really understand what. Yeah, I don't know what the holdout shotgun does differently. Do you know?
Not a clue.
No, I don't see the point for nitrons either.
Colour.
It's more damage.
The new nitron thing seems completely pointless.
It's useless. Like I said, when I played like LD Chase, I wouldn't use any of the new stuff they put in.
Looks like the holdout shotgun, well, it's orange for a start, but it does more damage, less clip size, by the looks of it.
Okay.
But like the nitrons, I know what they're trying to do, but it's just fucking pointless.
Well, the compact nitrons are quite cool because you get another one, but they give you less knockback. So
yeah, so they're not good for chasing.
Cappers won't use it because I see what you mean.
And need all chasers.
Well, I've got it in my standoff loadout. I think that's the best place to put it in.
Yeah,
maybe standoffs, but even then, I don't think Pathfinder will stay alive long enough to throw 3 nitrons in a standoff.
Well, maybe with rage.
Yeah.
Or they shouldn't be anyway. If the defense is doing a job, like, they'll chain you down straight away. You've usually only got time for like 1 or 2, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it's really counterproductive having a nitron that does like less knockback and then introducing lightweight. because they sort of counteract each other. So it's just like back to normal if you use those two.
Alright, let's move on to Sentinel anyway. Let's get this done quickly. For the primary weapon, we now have the BXT-1A rifle, which for some reason is showing me the phase one. There we go. Does more. I don't get it. It says here that it does more damage the longer you're in scope.
It doesn't. Sure, it doesn't.
It's exactly the same as the VXT.
It's just a bit
slower,
nerf,
and you get one more in the clip. It's pointless. No one's ever going to use it ever.
It's just a nerf VXT.
It's stupid. The Nova Blaster MX is awesome. It's really, really good. Like, I reckon most people might actually use this over the Falcon. The fire rate is so good, and it's still the same. Oh, wait a minute. I think it's got more projectile speed as well. Could be wrong there.
It feels a little bit faster.
It does feel faster, yeah. And we have. I just got kicked out because I was.
Yeah.
But we got Focus Claymores as well. And Focus Claymores, they essentially have a smaller triggering arc, but they have a bigger radius, so essentially a direct upgrade, because anyone who's actually any decent at placing Claymores will know where to place them so they get triggered.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It also means that sometimes the Kappa will shoot the stand, and he might not actually blow up a Claymore, but the Claymore might still have reach over the flag.
Yeah, so they've sort of given the Sentinel a bit more stuff, but they've given it a really bad new sniper rifle, and then they've gimped its respawn time, so I kind of feel like it doesn't weigh up.
Again, I think we'll start seeing a lot more teams like playing with the option of not having a sniper anymore, with the spotting nerf as well as that. If the spotting nerf wasn't there, I can imagine people still running it and using it just for the fact that they can like get a couple of shots on people, maybe just on the regen and spot. But I don't know.
Yeah, so if we move on to the Infiltrator, we've got, for the primary weapon, you've got the Arctic Rhino. For the secondary weapon, we've got the Arctic SN7, which is a silence pistol. And for the grenades, we've got the Sticky XL grenades.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, the Arctic weapons are a direct boost just with damage?
I don't know, yeah, they just feel like they do like 10 more damage on each weapon, like
slightly less fire rate, there we go.
Yeah, tiny, like really, but it probably equals out. But yeah, the SN7 thing is 180 as opposed to 170, and I think the SMG is 80 instead of 70. I could be wrong on that. The grenades are quite cool because you know how hard it is to stick a person that you're fighting with those sticky grenades. They're basically a faster throwing version, but are still sticky, and they throw a bit more reasonable speed to actually try and hit someone in midair, but they do less damage. They do like 1,000 damage instead of whatever.
And now we go to Soldier, the new fragging class, as what I'm probably going to call it now.
Yeah.
For the primary weapon, we've got Ghast's rifle. For the secondary weapon, we've got the Thumper DX as opposed to the Thumper D. And for the belt weapon, we've got the short fuse frags. Now, Ghast's rifle does 85 damage a shot, which is just insane. The Thumper DX does more damage. I can't remember exactly how much damage, but less explosive radius.
I think it's 820. Wait, Frost, stand still. I can find out now. 840.
That's pretty good. And the short fuse frags are just amazing. Look at the stats on these guys. It's almost a full damage bar and almost a full radius bar.
They're really, really overpowered, to be honest. Like, I've always said that one of the most overpowered weapons on the game is the Technician quick fuse grenade things. Like,
TCGs.
Yeah. And just because they're so incredibly powerful and you can't move out of the way of them. And I was like, well, the only reason that's okay is because it's on a tech, you know, and like tech is pretty much hardly versatile at all. They have to stay in base or they get raped. So it was kind of alright, but now they've given that weapon to the most versatile class in the game. It's just, it seems
I think they're actually better. I think they do more damage than
they
do more damage than TCGs and about the same fuse.
I swear they have a bigger radius as well. They're crazy powerful. They're really, really, really strong.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at the Ghast rifle, yeah, the Ghast's rifle's just insane. It's really good.
But it's like the Raider SMG now, like the pre-patch Raider SMG, because like it's slightly slower, fire rate but more damage, and I swear it equals out. It feels like I'm killing people the same speed as I was with the old SMG.
That's cool. So
But
speaking
that's
of
not
radar,
cool
actually,
not cool on this gun. And then they're giving it more damage. It's just like boost, 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 and inactive reload. And then they've nerfed the Raider. It's like, yeah, we want the all-round class to be the best at everything. But why play anything else?
yeah,
I say why
speaking
play
of the
anything
radar,
else.
actually, we've got primary weapon with a Dust Devil, which is essentially a modified Arcs Buster, and it does, what was it again? Much more radius and less damage or something.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, less damage, but it's less radius.
So it's easy to hit people, but it does less damage.
And we got the
Made
Desert
for
NG4,
disruption.
which does less damage and increased rate of fire.
That's actually an alright weapon. That's nice.
It's quite a good weapon, yeah. And for grenades, you got the EMP XL grenades, which deals. I don't really know what it does. Let me read it. EMP grenades cause damage and energy drain to those caught in the blast. This variant has a larger radius and drains the same amount, but deals less damage. Oh yeah, so less damage, more radius.
I think it's like 500 damage, and it's actually alright because throw one and it hits everything in the world. Although it does less damage, so it's kind of alright. I'm kind of not too unhappy. What I'm unhappy about with the Raider is the shield pack nerf. I think it's way over the top, and it makes it pretty much useless. And yeah, that's what I'm not happy about with the Raider. Its new weapons are alright.
And now we move on to Technician, which is, in my opinion, the new flag defense class. The new offense.
It's the
as well,
new
why not?
everything.
Yeah, why not?
7 fucking tech. 7 techo.
So if I look at my primary loadout now, we've got the Rockwind TCNG4, and if you guess how much damage this does, you're going to be miles off. It does 120 damage a shot.
But we're
That's-
nerfing all the automatics. They
Yeah,
weren't being
we're
as
gonna
strong
nerf
as they
all the
used to
automatics.
be.
Jesus.
Massive automatic
it's got a slow fire
this
rate.
one.
Really got that much of a slow fire rate, really.
Yeah, it's like its fire rate's pretty fast for its massive damage. Like,
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near as slow as the NJ5, and people can hit a lot of targets in NJ5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really good weapon, like really good.
I'm yet to lose a duel against anyone with that weapon. It does far too much damage. Like,
Well,
it's got 20 bullets a clip, has it?
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's
24.
24 times 12 is it's something above 2,400. Which
Something
is
pretty
more
high.
it's basically more than a heavy's entire health in one clip, and it doesn't take long to empty a clip.
No,
But I
Put it in perspective, like it's does more damage than the chain gun per shot, like the Doombringer's chain gun.
Yeah.
So retarded.
it is.
If I can beat Apoc in a duel with this gun, then I would.
That's how we determine if something's OP, guys. We just duel APOC with it, and if we can beat him, it's OP. Anyway,
Seriously, you can't do anything against it. I was fighting Frost before, and it's just like, where the hell is my health going? I'm hitting him nearly every bullet, but I'm still losing all of my health.
moving on, we do have the long range repair tool, which I don't think anyone will use. I think improved repair tool is the way forward, or the way backwards rather.
Who's that lazy that they can't be bothered to like walk like
Yeah.
however like it can't be that long range. Has anyone used it? Is it absolutely
haven't
miles? Otherwise, like, why wouldn't you just walk like press W on your keypad for 3 seconds?
It's
Then
probably because
useless.
people get like spammed, you know, when they're repairing a turret and somebody's like spamming mortars at it, they die, but
think
now
it's
they can
also
stand
so that-
farther away.
You can like follow Beowulfs into battle and stuff, and actually repair the Beowulf.
Oh,
'Cause
maybe.
normally, if they fly if the Beowulf goes like 1 meter away from you, you can't repair it. So I think that's the incentive for it.
Very situational.
Yeah, and then we move on to the most awesome weapon in the entire game, the TCNG Quick Fuse, as if the fuse wasn't quick enough.
Yeah, I don't know how they've done that. I mean, they pretty much they should have a warning on the side that they might explode in your hand.
And it's got a
Like-
bigger radius. Oh, hey.
It's
Bigger radius,
really
less fuse.
stupid.
And a tiny bit less damage, but who cares about the damage because you've got the fuse. You're not going to miss anything with that.
Just throw it where it is and it'll explode.
Juggernaut, we have the Fusion Mortar Deluxe, which actually looks pretty sexy, and it's really overpowered.
It's not.
It is. The
How?
projectile speed is so quick.
What, the fusion mortar?
Yeah.
I think it's alright. Because, like, it's got a much smaller splash damage radius. You have to nearly land it on them, like, compared. And it only does 1,400, like, so it only does, like, 100 or 200 more. And it's got a nerf radius, so it's fair enough that it moves a bit fast. I think,
Yeah, and then
anyway.
You've got the Spin Fuser MKX, which, from what I understand, is now exactly the same as the regular Spin Fuser, but with less blast damage. I could be wrong.
It does more damage than the regular Spin Fuser, I think.
My god.
Wait. I need to shoot
I'll go
someone.
test it, hold on.
924 it does.
Yeah, 94, so it's like 12, 14 damage more.
Jesus, that's just... why? A secondary weapon that's better than a soldier's primary?
I get the problem. The problem is that it's not like you can now run and just kill Juggernauts with technicians anyway, so you may as well give them something powerful. I actually think the Juggernaut general sort of weapons is fair enough. Like, they all seem to be promoting skill, like skill, and they basically give you a damage boost for having more accuracy, but obviously it's less forgiving, so it's good for practicing. Like, I'd imagine if you use the Fusion Mortar Deluxe and then use the Fusion Mortar Normal, then you wouldn't miss any of your shots just because you're used to hitting it exactly on. It's just good. I think it's the way to go. That sort of those sort of weapons where it's like less forgiving and more skill required, and it gives you a damage boost for the weighing up point.
I think we're going to see some like ridiculously long spam points, you know, because it is significantly faster, the projectile speed, so it's just going to be harder for defenders to go out and deal with these juggernauts.
Yeah,
have to travel farther.
It's going to be even faster with quick draw as well, or whatever perk it is. I think it's quick draw.
So, I mean, let's just move on quickly to the Doombringer now, which it's got a pretty nice buff this patch. We've got the the Doombringer can actually now bring the Doom, believe it or not. The new chain gun does, wait for it, 120 damage a shot, and as you can see, I am just shredding.
Same as the technician SFG.
Yeah. And we got the Titan, which is a bit of a dumb. I'll shoot it in the air so you can see how quickly it explodes.
So fun.
It has
it's
so
got
little
quite a short
range.
fuse in it. But the blast radius on it's pretty huge. It does 750 damage on a direct hit.
It's a funny weapon to use. It's really weird, like, feel to it. Doesn't feel like any sort of spin fuse or thump or grenade, anything. And also, for the record, you get air mails. I had to test that.
Let's test this. Come here, light practice. Well, do you get an air mail if it just explodes in their face rather than hit?
I don't know. You get an air mail if you direct hit them in the air.
I just got one. That was pretty cool.
It's misleading though, calling it a Titan launcher. I was expecting like either some sort of moon being launched or some sort of Greek father of the gods-esque thing.
The fall off is pretty crazy. 350 damage if you skim them.
Yeah, it seems alright. It's really short range.
It is going to one-shot a light glass. It's one nitron down though.
Uh huh.
What was its last weapon again? It's some kind of grenade, I think.
Makes the Doombringer a lot more viable as standy, don't you think? Like,
yeah,
you've got a stupidly powerful chain gun, and then you can, if you quick switch, like, just shoot Kappas coming in. As well as your shields and your mines.
Yeah, I think with quick draw it'll serve more as, like, you see standy soldiers now firing proximity grenades. I think it'll serve more of that kind of run instead of just body blocking them as a Doombringer.
Yeah.
I ran out of experience, so I can't get the defective frags, but essentially they just got lots of damage, lots of radius.
Yeah, they're just big explosives.
Okay, just everything. More damage, give damage, more damage to everything. Make everything explode more.
Yeah.
And we got the Brute, which, as you can see here, this is the new promo weapon. It does 1,204 damage on direct hit, instantly killing mediums.
Yeah.
And I think, yes, 2-shotting heavies.
It's
My
very,
God.
very strong. And it's like, if you can hit with the spin fuser, then it's just like one-shot heaven.
It's a really, really cool weapon. Don't know what the blast damage is. So the blast damage looks like 700.
Yeah, it's just got a much reduced radius for like damage in general, as like a trade-off. You know, I think that's fair. Brute needs a bit of a buff. I don't agree with its grenade buff though. I'm sure
And then
you
there's the hammer, which is the auto shotgun, which apparently is more ammo efficient, which in tropes means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, loads of the new weapons descriptions are so weird. Like they've started to try and put random lore into it, haven't they?
On some of them, and on other ones they just haven't.
Yeah,
It's
like,
like,
I
some
don't
of
mind
them
them
you
adding
don't-
lore, but do it well at least. Don't just put like random crap in the top of the
Really,
thing like
really
half the
vague
weapons.
lore with like people that no one knows about and like has no
Yeah.
sort of back history.
So
And
this weapon was made famous by this dude. Like, okay, cool. What does it do?
yeah, and it's like they're trying to hide what some weapons do and then tell us about the other ones. I don't either do lore on all of them and then like have the stats be more accurate on the side, or like just describe what the weapon does, please.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I don't have to like guess.
Yeah, so that's really it actually. So another class.
Oh, you missed out on the Brute's fractal.
Sorry, yeah, Brute extended fractal, and yeah, that's it.
Maybe we should make that Brute guide now.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Zero.
I think
Now
Brute
fractaling is
extended
more
fractal
easier.
is retarded. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all, because have you seen the radius of those things? It's huge and it lasts longer. And if you throw it in like, I mean they're inside weapons, aren't they? And if you throw them inside, it's like everywhere. It's like the floor is lava. You essentially start playing that game, but there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
It's silly. I don't
They
think it
last
needed.
for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's your flag stand, undefendable for 10 seconds.
Really, really silly. I mean, there's nothing you can do about them. It'd be alright if you like could shoot them and they just died, you know. I think that would be reasonable, but they're just like unremovable, huge radius death wheels. Don't even know what to call them. And also, they've made it yellow, which is not a viable disco colour. I mean, green was nice, but yellow. Who likes yellow disco lights? I was expecting some sort of purple or red. There's no way I can start dancing to that sort of thing. To be honest, it's completely ruined my night.
Oh man, that bad, eh?
I no longer wish to dance with my Brute.
Oh, they take SMG is so good.
Do you think it's a mistake? Did they actually mean to do that?
I don't know how they could have done it on purpose. I don't understand the logic
I think
behind
you
it.
overestimate the intelligence of the balance team at high risk.
Are we still about the colour of the grenade or the entire patch now?
I mean, at what point did they think the tech SMG at the moment is far too weak? Like, it's always been one of the best SMGs in the game, just on a class that doesn't really need it. And like, now they've given it a way better one. It's like, I don't know what they want the tech to be. It's like, it's the best class for piloting vehicles, and it's good for like keeping your base up, but now they want it to be some sort of king of dueling as well. I don't understand. I was under the impression that they had like classes that were good at things, and like all the rest of the classes were okay at those things, but didn't specialize. But now they're just giving like classes that clearly shouldn't have some specialities, those specialities as well as their normal one. It just seems really strange. Strange is the word.
Yeah, so I mean that really kind of sums it up, guys. I'm sorry for the gameplay point of view. There wasn't much gameplay in this video. It was just really mostly us talking. But I want to stress that most of these changes had nothing to do with Tribal Council. Like, nothing at all. We did not want this.
Yeah.
Don't blame us, guys. Yeah.
They have altered the plan. Pray they do not alter it any further.
I'm sure there's a like an audio thing of the whole tribal council that people can download somewhere.
Actually, there's not.
Isn't there?
There is not, because Johnny recorded it and Twitch decided to delete it because it was over 2 hours, and only the second 2 hours exists.
Well, you can still listen to the second 2 hours, I guess.
Yeah, you can.
I'm pretty sure. What doesn't that contain the bit where everyone's denying that snipers should be there?
The bit where no one wants the sniper respawn. Contains the bit where you have the burst fire for the light assault rifle. Keep clicking. They wanted it just you can just hold it down, like hold down the left mouse button. It would just fire for you. Having to click rapidly.
This
new
mortar does actually have ridiculous range on using. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's start up because it's gonna be like nearly an hour long.
Yeah, it's going to be forever to upload. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and leave your comments below of what you think is good, what you think is bad.
Back to Minesweeper for me.
And thanks to Apoc, Admirable and Frost and Jester, of course, for helping do this video.
No worries.
Cheers, guys.